Have you ever opened social media and immediately felt like everyone else was winning? Someone just bought a house. Another person retired at 32. Someone else is traveling the world. Meanwhile, you're just trying to pay your bills on time. The problem is, social media rarely shows reality. It shows highlights, not the stress behind them. First, let's understand something important. There's a huge difference between average net worth and median net worth. Most headlines use averages because averages sound dramatic. Imagine 10 people earning around $60,000 a year. Now imagine a billionaire walks into the room. Suddenly, the average income becomes ridiculous. But nobody's life actually changed. That's why median is often more useful. Median shows the middle person, the person most people can actually relate to. And the difference is huge. Average household net worth in America sits above $1 million. Sounds incredible. But median net worth is closer to $200,000, a completely different picture. Let's start with households under 35. Many people in this age group feel hopeless. Housing feels unaffordable. Student debt is overwhelming. And social media constantly reminds them of what they don't have. The average net worth for this group appears surprisingly high. It's about building momentum, small investments, reducing debt, creating good financial habits. Because progress matters more than comparisons. Now let's move into the 35 to 44 age group. From the outside, this often looks like the decade when people finally have everything together. Careers are established, families are growing, homes are being purchased, but reality feels very different. Mortgage payments increase, childcare costs explode, insurance expenses pile up. Suddenly, higher income doesn't always translate into financial comfort. Many households appear wealthy on paper, mostly because of home equity. But cash flow tells another story. Because wealth tied up inside a house doesn't necessarily help with today's bills. And that's why so many people in this age range feel squeezed, even when their net worth suggests they should be doing fine. They're not failing. They're navigating one of the most expensive periods of adult life. Now let's talk about people between 45 and 54. This is where comparisons become dangerous. People see friends getting promotions, buying bigger homes, driving nicer cars, sending their kids to expensive schools, and suddenly it feels like everyone has figured life out, except you. But appearances don't tell the full story. Many households in this age group are under enormous pressure. They're helping children, supporting aging parents, managing mortgages, and trying to save for retirement, all at the same time. Financially, this can be one of the most demanding decades of life. Net worth usually increases during these years, but so do responsibilities. And that's why the median matters, because it reflects reality, not the lifestyles of a small group of extremely wealthy households. Now, let's move to ages 55 to 64. This is when retirement starts feeling real. For some people, it's exciting. For others, it's terrifying. Many households begin asking difficult questions. Have I saved enough? Will my money last? What happens if healthcare costs increase? Can I actually retire? Average net worth numbers at this stage can look intimidating. But remember, averages are heavily influenced by wealthy outliers. The median paints a much more realistic picture. And surprisingly, many people in this age group still feel behind. In fact, A lot of workers increase retirement contributions later in life, trying to close the gap, trying to catch up. The important thing to understand is this: feeling behind doesn't mean you failed. It simply means you're human. Next, let's look at retirement. People aged 65 and older. This is where something interesting happens. Net worth often begins to decline. But that doesn't automatically mean something went wrong. Retirement changes the equation. People stop earning regular paychecks. Instead, they begin using the wealth they've spent decades building. Some help family members. Some face medical expenses. Others simply enjoy life more. This stage isn't about accumulation anymore. It's about sustainability. And once again, comparing yourself to average net worth figures becomes dangerous, because averages don't show the full picture. Many retirees appear wealthy on paper, but much of that wealth is tied to their homes, not sitting in checking accounts, not available for everyday spending, which means someone can have a high net worth and still feel financially vulnerable. So, what should we take away from all of this? First, stop using social media as your financial benchmark. People rarely post their debt, their stress, their sleepless nights. They only share the highlight reel. Second,